So for companies that have to maintain assets on site, like HVAC or manufacturers, they need a way to visualize assets, understand their history, and then record what work was done on those assets. So here at NeuraFlash, we've built a few ways to help folks in the field manage assets. The first one we're going to go through is the Asset Explorer. So this is great for companies that are managing a wide variety of assets on site. So you can think of these as HVAC or refrigeration units. And what we're doing is bringing all of the information and history all into one page. So let's look at rooftop unit 1. We can quickly check what the label of that unit is to confirm when we're on site that we're working on the right unit. We could look at the history of that unit, including various serial numbers, model numbers, any historical notes that we might want to look at. We could look at historical cases, warranties, and more. And so what this is allowing us to do is view multiple assets within a single page, which is very important when time is of the essence on site. We can also look at actually adding new assets with serial numbers, model numbers, manufacturers, asset types to quickly categorize new assets that we may see on site or after installation. And finally, we can upload images as well and utilize the camera for snapping pictures of the labels or of the machine itself. So that's one way that we look at assets. Another way that we see it on site is when it is a more of a complex hierarchy. And in those scenarios, we'll pull up what we call our asset management tool, which allows us to drill down into the subcomponentry of the actual asset. It allows us to go into that subcomponent and look at relevant details such as warranties, cases. Again, a very similar experience, just with the layer of a hierarchy on top of it for complex assets. We can also take actions directly from the subcomponent, whether it's to take photos, create RMAs, or replace the asset. Now, one of the things that we have seen quite a bit is that there is a need for easier mechanisms for tracking what has been done on site for work against assets. And now what we normally do see is people actually just taking notes using voice dictation. And now just for the purposes of this demo, I'll just paste in a voice dictation of what notes may have happened on site. So we can see that the technician has said that he's replaced the heat exchangers, gas valves, draft inducers, limits, flame sensors, and igniters on the rooftop unit 1. Unit 2 is running properly. They could not get unit 1 to light. We also see that there's a $50 charge from Home Depot where they bought a new heater core and they have some travel and job time. So what we're actually going to be doing is taking this unstructured data, which is honestly very preferable for a lot of technicians on site, and turning that into structured data that we can run automation off of, build rich histories for the assets, and give information that we need for the back office support. So we can get some general notes about the assets. We can quickly categorize the parts that were used and against which assets. As we scroll down, we can see the expenses that were incurred, such as buying that heater core from Home Depot, and we could capture the on-site and the travel time related to this. Now this is using NeuraFlash plus Salesforce plus GPT to do this processing. So now you can see how we can maintain and build rich asset histories, allow technicians to perform work faster and identify problems faster, so you're able to fix problems quicker.